Okay, so this video would be best suited to watch after you've watched the first video on how to add charms to a photo. So I want to go a little bit deeper in how to use the OverApp and explain a little bit more, maybe show you some tips that you haven't tried before. So a lot of times I get asked how I make my graphics, and here is how I would do it. So up at the top where it says projects is where I would grab a background. So click on that, and remember that the gray checks actually shows up white. So now for this one, I might make a Facebook banner. So I'm going to scroll till I find the one that's sized for Facebook. And click the check mark and the image. To get my image, I'm going to go to my photos and grab a recent image. Let's see here. Let's do this one, okay? Okay, so I have the photo. Again, you can pinch it down, pinch it up. I usually kind of tilt it a little just to make it kind of fun. Remember, the gray is going to be white. Check mark, save that. Okay. And then now I want to show everybody the products that I'm wearing. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to go to image, and then I'm going to Google. And I'm going to Google unique cream shadow dainty. Or actually, no, it's dreamy. All right. So here are the options for that. The first one doesn't really work very well because it says available now. But I really like this one. This is Forge Cream Shadow. But it's white, and remember the background's white. So I want to show you how I'm going to fix that. I'm going to choose that one and bring it over. What I'm going to do is once I bring it over, you see here where it says adjust size, shadow, opacity, is that how you get opacity? Tint. Go to the tint here. So then, and then when you get to tint, go to color, okay? And I'm going to tint it a little darker so that it'll show up. When you choose a color, usually it would match, but since this is just tint, it's just making it a little darker. So that's perfect though. Gray is great because gray is going to show up. Perfect. Love it. Okay. Now they didn't have a perfect dreamy cream shadow image. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go to my unique site, and I'm going to bring in a dreamy cream shadow picture. So I'm going to go to eyes, shadow, cream shadow, and I'm going to select the dreamy, and it pulls that up. That's great. That's exactly what I want. Now you have to click it and hold it, just so you know. Click it and hold it, and then see the little square at the bottom? Click that, save image, okay? Now, let's see what else they have there too. There might be something else that works. Sometimes there's like an actual image of the jar. Doesn't look like there's one for dreamy. So I will just choose that one for now. So now I'm going to go back to the OverApp. Now I'm going to pull the image, and instead of Googling, I'm going to pull it from my own images. So I'm going to grab that, oops, wrong one, this one, and shrink it down. Now remember, the white is okay because the background's white. So now say I wanted to scoot this further over here. I could actually change the order of the layers so that that actually goes under my image. So I'm going to click on this top little thing where it looks like, you know, 3 little boxes up here, almost like sandwiches. And you simply go to the right and drag and switch the orders. Okay? You can also, if you change your mind at the size, you can click on this and adjust the size to different. Okay? Just to give you an idea. So there we go. I have this and I have this under here and under here so that it's not taking up unnecessary room, okay? So I have that. Now I want to write what color that is on it. So I'm going to go to text and I'm going to type in Dreamy. And then I like to find a font that matches. Arial is an approved font for making images for Unique. So a lot of times I try to stick with Arial, and then I think the white doesn't show up enough, so I'm going to change the color. So I'm going to go to color, and then just scroll through here. I want it to be black, so let me go down, see where the black is. Let's go here. There we go. So we got the color of the shadow. Now, if I wanted to, say I wanted to do blush, I would go to image again, and I always try to Google and see if I can find what I want, but sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Unique blush. All right, here. So let's see what pops up. Lots of good stuff. Oh my gosh, that old primer, that's funny. Is there a blush? Is there a blush? Is there one? I don't see a blush, but as you can see, there's so much fun stuff that you could do. All right, so since there isn't one, I'm going to do the same thing I did before, go to my Unique site and pull what I want. So say I want to show the lip gloss. So I can go to Luxe Lip Gloss, type that in, and see what pops up. We got an old Kudos. I'm going to try to be a little bit more generic and just do lip gloss and see if I can get a Luxe to show up. Alright, so again, it doesn't have the right lip gloss I want, so I would go to my Unique site and shop, and save the image that I want. So I could save this, you know, which would be great. But you can also save pictures of the product. So here, this one is Luxe. So I can save that, and I'll be able to add that to my image. Now, these aren't PNGs, so again, you could pinch it down, put it under like I showed you, or you can take away some of the background. How you do that is you go to down here, you start scrolling. There's so many things you could do. You can rotate it, so you could flip it, so that's kind of cool. Like you could do that with your image too. You could flip the direction you're going, which is kind of neat. But let me go back to that image. Let me click back on that. And let's go to nudge is where you just move it slightly up or down. It's a different way to move it, like for some smaller images. And you go to mask. Mask is going to allow you to either do a hard edge takeaway or a soft edge takeaway. And you're basically taking away the edge of the image. So I'm just going around and taking away the excess of that. And obviously, you can put it a little bit back. Say I took off a little corner there, so I can put a little bit back, just like that, okay? And then save it. So then that doesn't take up as much room, so I can make it a little bigger. Okay? So, some other things you can do. Say you wanted to cover something up, like something that's on an image that you don't like, or you want to be able to have the font to be clearer. You can Google image and then just choose like white rectangle. And all these white rectangles show up. You choose one. And then you have like a spot to kind of write on that's blank, if that makes sense. Or you can even change the color of it to match something else by going to the tint, color, and say I want it to, I mean, I wouldn't do this, that doesn't make sense, but if I wanted it to be the color of the Lux, you know, I could just go like that. And then, there you go. So, what else can you do? You can type in unique logo, and then you could add in the logo. You know, maybe, let's see where I put that. I probably put it like here, something like that. Okay? And you can add in your domain site. You can make yourself your own PNGs on WordSwag. You can save little things to add your domain to things. There's so much that you can do with this app. It's crazy. It's really, really good. Here I am just playing with just the font. You can change it. So if it's not showing up enough, you could go to adjust and bump up the exposure, the contrast, make it contrast more, saturation, bump that up more. You could do a shadow. So this gives it like a little bit of depth. It makes it like 3D if you add in the angle. Make it the opacity, bump that up. Just showing you a lot of different things that you can do here. I hope that that helps, and I will show you even more stuff you can do in the next video.